With this video, I'm going to walk through the process of creating 2 animated GIFs for my selected American of AAPI heritage. Using the information and photos that we collected last time, each of these 2 GIFs will include a photograph, text that you'll animate, one being the fact and the other being the quote, and then we'll create some motion visual effect by adding an overlay or a filter. So first we'll start in Chrome. Go to WeVideo. Log in with Google and your Bronx Compass account. Then we'll create new GIF. And then now let's import our 2 photographs that we collected last time. Import. And then I happen to have them on my device. It might be on your drive. And let's do the quote one first. So I'm going to put this on the lowest level. We want to have this photo on the bottom so that we can add the other things on top and they'll be visible. First thing I want to do with this photo is recompose it. So I'm going to double click on the clip and then I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And then I'm going to just kind of recompose it. By putting Mr. Takai on the left, we can put our text on the right. Now that we have our background image set, let's add that filter overlay or that filter to add some kind of visual candy to make our GIF come to life. In our first GIF that we made, we added our name on top of a background. This time we're going to use that background actually on top of our photo, but we're going to keep it somewhat transparent or keep the opacity at less than 100% so that it actually creates kind of a filter. So I think I use this blue glow. Now look what happens. We can't see the photograph at all, and that is because we see this at 100% opacity. And if we click on this second icon, it says opacity options. What you'll do is you'll just drag this down. Now, I think I went to about 60% or so when I try this. And again, you should be trying different opacities, different photos, different ways of laying out the photo, different text, different backgrounds and effects, and see what works for you. Really have some fun and play with it. So now, here we can see that. And actually, if it were just a dream sequence, that would kind of look good with those colors. But because we're going to have text on here, I feel like it's almost too busy. So we can actually go into the effects. FX means effects. And there are a lot of different things that you can do in here. See how it's blurring on there and it has this dream-like look and all these different things that can happen. By making it black and white, and I think, or sepia is brown. And I think that's going to look really nice. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's nice. And it's just a little something, but not too much. So now we have our lowest level with our photograph, and we have what used to be a background as only 60% opacity, giving us a nice kind of a visual dreamlike experience. And now let's add our text. So for this one, I used, and again, you should be trying different things and seeing what works for you. I think I used this one. And I'm going to let it go for a second before it starts. See right here on the top of the playhead, it says 1 second. And then I'll let this go until about the end. This is what, 9 seconds? 10 seconds. So I'll go to 9 seconds or so. Doesn't have to be precise. And we do need a couple of seconds to read it. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. So on this clip, let's double click to open up the window and let's move this over to the right so it's not on top of Mr. Takai. And let's also grab the scale and make it a little bit bigger so we can read it. Maybe about here. Now this looks black, but because of the filter, it's making it look darker. So I think last time I went really bright green to just get any kind of green that pops. And I like that green against the red. So again, think about your colors, mix them up and do some different things. We're pretty much done with this GIF now, except we need to change the text. So to find your text, you can go into your email, because if you did yesterday's assignment, you'll see right here, May 6 Google Forms, and you have all of your answers right here. This is the quote. The only thing worse than human ignorance is human pride in that ignorance. So now back in here, I'm going to divide that between 4 lines. I'm fast forwarding through this process of cutting and pasting to speed things along. But once that's done, you're ready to review your final edit. Once you finish your first GIF, you can use that as a template to make your second GIF in much less time. So what you could do is you hit save. Secondly, you go to save as, and instead of quote, we're going to make it fact. You can start swapping things out. You swap out the photo for this photo. You try some different backgrounds here and try them on top of here. And do the same thing with text. You might want to change the text depending on the length of it, but it should be very easy. I'm not going to make the project due today. It's just going to be too much too soon. I want you to take your time and enjoy the process and enjoy exploring the program. Take your time over Friday, Saturday, Monday through Tuesday to really make these 2 GIFs as good as you can. And then next week we'll export them and put them onto your site. If you need any help, get in touch, and we'll see you next time.